I was lying, though. This is so crazy. He was like, I was like, babe, I gotta throw up. He was like, man, why you play so much? And then the next thing you heard, I was like throwing up in the bathtub, almost like The Exorcist. I ate some Mexican food. Oh. It just came all the way out. I couldn't even.
Were you 4 months at that point?
Yeah.
Was that like this is it? Like, well, I'm actually pregnant now. We outside pregnant. But you're telling me, so was your cycle irregular?
It was.
So you didn't know prior to the 4 months?
At month 3, I was like, yeah. At month 4.
Not you secretly counting it. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of A Mother Before Anything. I'm your host, Jazzidakid, and today I have another beautiful mommy with me today. But before we get started, I want to ask y'all a question. Or I'm just going to tell y'all, mommies, make sure that y'all got some sleep today. Make sure that you prioritize having some sleep, because if you not getting no sleep, how you going to be the best mommy? How you going to be the best you if you ain't got you no sleep? Go ahead and get you some sleep. And if you got to come back to this episode, put a bookmark in it and come back and see us, friend. But for everybody else, hey, y'all. Thank you. And before we get started, I also want to shout out our sponsors, wearelax.com, and shout out to Positivity Water, where we keeping it positive at all times. All right, let's get started. Y'all know we like to play too much. I have a special mommy here with us today. She is a mama before anything. She is a nurse, and she's also a music artist, y'all. I love her so much. I love her spirit. What she's going to do is she's going to give you that word in many different ways here. So, introducing today, Toya Love. Miss Toya Love. Hey. So since I just gave you this little small spiel, I want you to expand on what it is that I just said. I want you to tell the audience who you are and what it is that you do.
All right. So my name is Toya Love. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm an artist. And I just want to spread God's word and make it digestible for people to understand the gospel. And when you understand the gospel, you understand that it's founded on love, because God gave his son so that we could go to heaven on the cross, right? That was the ultimate,
sacrifice.
The ultimate sacrifice, the personification of love. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand love, you understand the love of God. You understand, loving yourself, that you're worthy and stuff like that. Everything else falls into place. So my thing is just spread love. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here.
Okay. So how did you start out with, did you start off doing music first? Did you start off with being a nurse? Were you a mom first? If you can kind of give us that order of that, and then how it all how you work, do that together, or even just with the type of music that you have, what made you, first, let's just say, what's the order of how everything came about? Mommy, nursing, music, whatever the order was, and then the type of music that you make,
So I always like to write, right? Like poetry, anything. I was a writer. I just like to write. So I was always, just even from high school, just writing. Then I married my best friend in college. So then I became
your best friend.
I was like, babe, let's move to Atlanta. So he was like,
and where you from again?
South Carolina.
Okay.
So that's like a 4-hour, 300 mile move, right?
Right.
And that was all on faith, but he was like, you sure? So then I moved to Atlanta. I became an artist.
Why you put quote unquote artist? Why you put quote unquote?
Because if you, you're right. Why I do?
Look, you pulling to me right now. You pulling to me. She always getting on me, y'all. Some of y'all may not even know I do music as well. Bow. And I've been doing music since. I've been doing music since high school, 16 years old. Stopped once I got to college. Kind of did it as an adult, and I'm just off and on with it now. But one thing about it, every time I talk to Toya, she's gonna be like, "What you doing? What you got going on? Let's stop belittling ourselves. You more than what you think." She's just gonna get on my heels about it. But she just pulled the me right now. She just said a music artist. She ain't no music artist.
Well, I think the thing about it is the art just comes so it comes so freely, it's just so natural to me. I'm just expressing myself. To give it an artist is to be a name. It's just me just being me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
And so he moved, he said, "Are you sure?" And you just like, "Yeah, let's just go."
Let's go. Skirt. We got to Atlanta.
That's just, and so what did you start the music back at? So you started it back at home or you started it here?
I probably dropped the EP a couple months before I moved here. But I really probably started really like pursuing artistry when I moved to Atlanta like 3 years ago.
So how many songs was on the EP?
5.
You said like you literally like making this thing sound so small. Like you saying it as if you just was like, I dibble and dab, I rap a little bit. But no, you just literally put out a whole EP before you came here.
Because you gotta understand, I was a nurse. I got the whole career in nursing. Like,
so that started. So did you have your child first, or did you, so when y'all moved?
I was nursing. Then I got married. Then I moved to Atlanta and started really doing artistry.
Okay.
The baby came probably a year after I moved to Atlanta.
Okay. And how long have you been in Atlanta?
Probably about between 3 and 4 years now.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the music, like, did that, like, once you had your child, did the music kind of like shift a little, or were you always doing gospel? You know?
Oh, so I was always making like positive music. I grew up in church. Like, that's my whole background.
Mm-hmm.
Like church. My aunt was a choir director. God rest her soul. My whole family was on the choir. I used to play drums on the choir. I played drums for like 8 years. Like,
golly, a jammer.
Nah, like I'm just like we just real, artsy, I guess. So when I had my baby, people was like, "Oh, you done had a baby, now you done?" And I just felt like that was so crazy to hear. Like, even people like that I would say was relatively close, like, "Oh, you gonna still do music?" Because I have a child, does that disqualify me, or does that make me be able to make more music about, people connecting with their kids, your love of your children and stuff like that? So, yeah, it just kept going because, like I told you, I would make this art if I had a platform or not, because it's just in me, because God is in me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when certain things happen, I hear certain things, they don't excite me as much, because I would do it regardless.
You were going to do the music anyway, anyhow, because that's just you expressing
right.
yourself.
If nobody listened, I was going to still do. I would still do the music. You feel me?
And that means you're supposed to be doing it in the first place. Wow. So where did the nursing come from?
I was a nurse. I went to college and I studied nursing.
Because was you just doing something, or you really legit wanted to do it?
I really love helping people. I think music is a form of healing. Like, the songs I write, like, I got my confidence back. Like, I'm trying to heal you. I can use medicine to heal you from the inside, but really it's just you changing your lifestyle, everybody listening. It's only a couple of things that you really need medicine for, like autoimmune, but when it comes to being a healthy person, it's about what you eat, if you're sleeping, if you're stressed, how strong you are. Mentally, how do you handle things? Because if you can handle things mentally, you're just going to...
And you kind of mentioned something about like a healing thing. So I was going to ask you, like, this music, is it kind of therapeutic for you?
It is. It's like me venting a little bit, and it's a form of therapy. It's a form of healing. You heal through music. It's all vibration. When God created the earth, he said, "Let there be light." That was the vibration of his voice. Ooh. And he created light. He created the world with the vibrations of his voice. That's why music hit you a certain way.
Man, certain songs you like...
Facts. And certain songs make you want to know if you book.
Fact.
So it's just a bit like, it's the music, like it's the vibration.
No, I love that. So how is it with you managing being a mom, working your job as a nurse? Because we know nursing, you can work all types of times, maybe overtime, whatever. But being a mom, nursing, and like making sure that you're putting out music all the time, staying on top of your music. How is that, navigating all of that together?
It's a lot. Some people think like I'm a full-time artist. I'm really not. I really do work.
So for the people that know Toya,
I got a job.
That's a lot, because you be dropping.
But no, I'm almost to that place. But so it's just discipline. Like, I try to live a very disciplined life, because at the end of the day, it could be a person that you do music 7 days a week, or you do music 5 days a week, or whatever. But if you're not disciplined with your time, I'm gonna work hard with these 48 hours I got. I'm gonna work all 48. Well, I'm probably ain't gonna work all 48 because I gotta sleep. But I'm gonna put in that work.
I just said that.
Right. I'm gonna put in that work with the time I have available, and God is gonna multiply that time. I was just talking to God about that.
That's interesting.
He's gonna multiply that time, but you got to be deliberate with the time you have and the freedom that you have. Because it could be somebody that's a full-time artist every day, but they only put in an hour a day. Or if I put in 2 days, if I put in 2 hours before I go to work, and then on the days I'm off, I put in like 8 hours that day because I still gotta get my baby from daycare. You know what I'm saying?
So you be organized like that, like on point, like
If I don't, then I'll just fail.
So even with you being organized, it does lighten the load. But do you still find yourself having some?
Yeah, but that's why you gotta like really prepare, and you have to have. I talk about it. You got to have a winning schedule.
Yeah.
I wake up before everybody in my house. I probably do music an hour and a half. I try to I do music on a treadmill.
Oh, you gotta cheat. Oh boy, I
gotta cheat. So I wake up, I try to get on the treadmill. Boom, I'm gonna do it 30 minutes. I'm gonna have the beats. But before that, of course, what I gotta do? I gotta read my Bible. I gotta be tapped in. Boom.
You got right.
So it's just a lot, and I just gotta try to like be disciplined with my schedule because if I'm not disciplined with my schedule, something gonna take a L. But it can't be my family, so it's gonna be music. You know what I'm saying?
So do you have time for yourself?
Yeah, I have to schedule in time for myself. If I don't, I would never have time.
So your advice that you would tell people is to be organized. Literally, if you got to write it down, be organized with your schedule, huh?
Have your calendar. Before you go to sleep, you got to know what you're going to do the next day. Or the next day, you going to conquer the day, or the day going to conquer you.
Ooh, you made a choice. I mean, hey, you making it sound so simple. I know that it's not sometime, but I'm just saying it could be as simple as organizing your schedule. You making a choice. Hey, I'm not letting the day defeat me today.
But the thing about it is I already got so much structure in my day because I work 3 days a week. Say I work 3 days a week. I already know from this day I'm full. I know I got to be somewhere here. I don't get off to there.
You giving us the scoop. I mean, literally that's why it's good for the show, because you giving us another aspect to look at it. Hey, you make the choice. You choose how your day is going to be. Mm-hmm. It could be crazy or it's not. You make that choice. And you literally got to if you got to schedule it, write it down. Do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's good though.
Because everybody have dreams they want to build, they want to get to, and we're going to get there. But if you don't put in the work, God not going to do the rest. Ooh. Like right now, God, I feel like I'm in a position where I could go full time.
I was going to ask you, do you plan to leave? No,
I love my job. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I do. It's like a catch-22. I would probably work 1 day a week though.
Okay, so with you being a nurse, that's kind of going hand in hand with your music as well, with helping people. Right. So how do you see, do you notice the correlation between you being a nurse and you're helping people, and with the music you're helping people? Do you see the correlation there? Did you do that on purpose, or was that's just?
That's a good question. I think it's intentional because God is intentional.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I'm just an encourager. My music encourages. And when you see people in the hospital, whatever, they sick, they feel down, they don't have hope. So that's kind of what we giving people, hope in both aspects. And I feel like it's kind of healthy for me because sometimes, you don't want to overwork yourself in one area. I still have that lane to be creative with my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you ever incorporate the two?
No, I'm not freestyling on my pages.
I'm finna freestyle to you real quick.
No, with my little older pages or whatever, I might sing a little gospel tune with them. They start singing, I might sing with them.
That is so nice.
Everybody's so creative.
No, I love that. So let me ask you something. So with motherhood, sometimes that once we have children, our minds kind of change a little bit. Things kind of shift. Everybody's body is different. Is there anything that's challenging for you what's challenging for you once you had your child? First of all, how old is your baby?
5.
5?
Yeah.
It's a baby boy?
Yeah.
5?
Off the chain.
Off the chain. I know.
I think for me, so how your body changes after you have a baby. I looked in the mirror. I did not know, I did not look like myself. I like a totally different person. And I'm just you're how do we get here? Cause you seeing a totally different person. You know what I'm saying? And that's a little bit of a shock. And that's why you gotta be mentally strong. You gotta have God. Nothing looks the same. You don't feel beautiful. You're man, this do not look like me.
So let me ask you something. Put a pin in that. Do you think we just have? Do you think it's once women have a child, our lenses just kind of go directly to totally to bash ourselves. You get what I'm saying? Like, do we have like just this lens where are we looking through it with our own mindset? Are we looking at ourselves according to how somebody else may think? What is that? What do you think that is once we have a child and we look in the mirror, we like, I don't see myself no more. I don't feel beautiful no more. What is that?
First of all, you know how parents be. Oh, you getting a little thick over there. You get,
yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Right. They be like, yeah, you gonna have to get that way. Like, people just say crazy stuff, and you like, dang, you right though.
No, but we not supposed. That's the wrong time for us to actually hear that.
Wrong time.
Now, when did you notice that change in your body, or notice when you looked in the mirror and you was like, I just don't feel like myself, and so on and so forth? Was that like months in? Was it like, how old was your baby?
I mean, when I was 4 months, I figured out I was pregnant when I was at 4 months, but I knew I was pregnant before that. I was still shooting basketball, and I was like, man, I'm pregnant. Okay, I probably need to do a pregnancy test just to confirm. I'm like, my period didn't come on, but my period was always off because I exercise and stuff. I used to work out.
Oh, and you do that. It does. So, ladies, if you want to cut that, go
put
ahead and put that
in
gym.
that one.
Yeah.
You sucker. So then, I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. So then I started gaining weight or whatever. Probably by the time I got to like 6 to 8, I probably really put on like 30 pounds.
Hold on. Wait a minute. We're gonna backtrack. You were pregnant at 4 months and didn't know?
I kind of knew it.
You just didn't want to accept. Was it a denial thing?
It was like,
what? 4 months? That's 4 months.
Because like I really, that's when I first got my pudge. I was like, yeah.
So you knew? Did your husband know?
He thought I was lying though. This is so crazy. He was like, I was like, babe, I gotta throw up. He was like, man, why you play so much? And then the next thing you heard, I was like throwing up in the bathtub, almost like the Exorcist. I ate some Mexican food. Oh. It just came all the way out. I couldn't even.
Were you 4 months at that point?
Yeah.
Was that like this is it? Like, well, I'm actually pregnant now.
We outside pregnant.
We outside pregnant. But you're telling me, so was your cycle irregular?
It was.
So you didn't know prior to the 4 months?
At month 3, I was like, yeah. At month 4.
Not you secretly counting it.
Yeah. The doctor was like, ma'am, you're ending your first trimester. I was like, that's crazy.
Toya, what? I'm so confused right now. I can't get to the bottom of it. I can't understand why you didn't go. How early you think you knew?
I mean, I already know what to do if I was pregnant anyway. I was taking my multivitamins and all that stuff.
But I'm saying, did you know prior to the 4 months or 3 months?
When I got to 3, I got suspicious. When I got to 4, I was like, yeah. Let me go ahead and go to like.
Let me stop being in denial.
Let me stop being in. I was really in denial, probably a little bit.
Yeah. Ain't no little bit about it. Maybe you were 4 months down.
Hey, cause like I was doing music. My music started to pop off a little bit, and I'm like, oh yeah, so we pregnant. Yeah.
And what did your husband say?
He was excited. Like he was like, yay. He was like, and I was just throwing up on the toilet like this.
This is a joke right now.
Crazy right now.
So you have only one child?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you. So you're saying when you started gaining weight, and people start saying it then, or were they saying it once you had the baby?
Once I had my baby. And listen, I'm over here having my baby. And my baby shoulder so big. My husband real kind of big. My baby shoulder so big he can't come out. My grandma is in the thing. She trying to push the baby head.
Why in labor? In labor? Grandma.
Grandma, now you knew.
Now you ain't got no business. While you was in labor, pressing on the belly is crazy. She said, well, we gonna fix it. We gonna get you out one way or another.
Period. We're gonna get you outside.
No, that's crazy. How long were you in labor?
My mama went to sleep. My mama on the chair over there. She's talking about, girl, you was in labor too long.
How long was it?
Probably 18 hours. It was like at least over 10. I'm really thinking 18. I can't really remember.
Did you do natural?
No, I ended up getting a C-section because my baby's shoulders was too big.
And it was hard to come out. Mm-hmm. That's different. See, I thought you was going to say that normal thing that they always tell us. You got to get a C-section because the heart rate.
Oh, yeah. No, the heart rate was straight.
His shoulders was balled up. Yeah. All right, son. You better play football.
Right. Get mama's, nah.
Get mama a little money. No, so 18 to 12 hours, and then you end up doing 12 to 18 hours, you said? Something like that. And then you had the C-section. Mm-hmm. How was that for you? The healing process.
Cried.
Once you have
She
to
was like, you gotta have a C-section. We looked at each other and cried because black women die with C-sections and stuff. But my doctor, shout out to a Greater Atlanta women.
Shout out to you, Doc.
She did her thing. She did her big one. Yeah, I was good. But when I had my son, he didn't cry. Like I did when he
when he came out, he didn't. They pat the butt. He didn't cry.
He was quiet until they probably
pat the butt.
A minute later. He came in the world quiet. I thought he was. I didn't know if he was here.
Did you know anything about children before you had kids, or were you babysitting?
I got a lot.
Were you
of cousins
babysitting?
back home. Yeah.
Okay, so you had a little bit of experience then. Yeah. You knew what to do when. Mm-hmm. Okay, alrighty.
I feel like you ain't thought I knew what to do. I know.
No, I'm just asking because I did it.
You ain't keep your cousins and stuff like
no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I had a bunch of cousins. I used to babysit all the time.
No, wasn't nobody asking me to watch them. I was outside, I was just trying to sit in my room.
Shows?
I don't know. I was doing shows. Mm-hmm. Everybody asked me to babysit, baby girl. Look, so do you want more kids?
I kind of want one more, but then I kind of don't.
What's the kinda? What is it? What's the thing that's causing you to say, hey,
it's a lot to go through to have a baby.
C-section wise or body changes?
All of it. All of it is really a lot. And to try to afford these kids is a lot too.
You think it's more expensive for kids in the beginning or like when they get older, like at this age, 5 years old?
You might have to pay for them to go to college probably if they don't.
Girl,
count it up.
My personal opinion about that, I don't think these kids going to be going like that. It's too many people that's entrepreneurs and stuff now. Too many people finding themselves now and finding out, hey, I don't have to go to school to really do a thing and be successful. Yeah. But hey, everybody's kid going to be different.
One of yours might want to be a nurse.
And now you know what? I'm not even going to be mad at that because I'm literally hollering. My kids ain't going because they probably going to find what they want to do.
I feel the same way you do about
if my kids really want to do something that they have to go to school, I'm behind you.
Yeah, and there need to be something you got to go to school for. If you're going to do business, find a mentor. Like, it's certain things you can do. You can find them, you don't. But it's certain paths you have to. But
doctors, nurse, all that stuff.
Accounting make, So, yeah, I support that. He might not go to college. I might get out. Have a family business. Pass it down,
But you want one more. Another.
Possibly.
When are you thinking to do that?
Dang, yeah, insert sound clips right there. So right now, man, I don't know.
Sometime soon.
I could adopt 3.
You adopt? You will adopt?
I could adopt, for sure.
You don't want to go through the changes in your body.
I just don't want to have to, no, I want a surrogate.
Oh. Are you just saying that?
My cousin paid my other cousin 30 racks to be a surrogate.
So you would do that?
Nah.
I think you just don't know right now.
No, I would not. Unless it was my cousin. Unless my cousin had my baby, and that sounds crazy.
Yes. You just all over the place. You don't know yet. And that's okay.
Yeah. Let's hold my hand like it's like Oprah.
The idea of having another child sounds beautiful, but you just don't know. And that is okay. And at that point, y'all, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back.
Sky is blue, clouds come through, rain down on me, rain down on me. You got me feeling like I'm in a dream, yeah. Girl, I never knew you was a cheater. Swear you had me wrapped around your finger. You got me trapped up in your spell, feeling like I'm in a cell. The sky is blue, clouds come through, rain down on me, rain down on me.
All right, y'all, welcome back to A Mother Before Anything. I'm your host, Jazzidakid, and we are here with Toya Love. So before we get started with me asking questions for Toya, we actually asked some of the mommies. We have this new section now where we ask mommies in the audience maybe some questions that they want us to answer here on the show, or maybe some questions that they have, period, that they want answered. So we actually have a question coming in right now. So we're going to listen for that now.
Do you think you are preparing your children for the real world if you're not stern on them? The world is not a soft place, so being just soft at home may not prepare them.
Ooh, that's kind of dang. That's a very good question, by the way. Wow. Something to think about, for sure. And I would say, yes, we are. I believe that we are training up the children well enough for the time that's to come. Because even though this world can be so sick and so evil, they're also so soft at the same time. Like, I don't even know how it be happening, but it happens. So much evil goes on, yet everyone's so soft and so tender and want you to be tender with them. And so with our children growing up with this, they're going to kind of go with to me, I feel like they're going to just kind of go with the times. You know what I'm saying? I think we don't want to train our children up in the way they were trained up before, because we don't feel like children was being heard. I personally don't feel like our parents were being heard from their parents.
Oh, yeah, no.
They weren't being listened to. It was just, hey, you do this, you do that, and that's what I expect from you. Pow. That's it. You may not have known your parents. You probably don't know nothing about your parents, because your parents just was strict, this, that, and the third, and that's it. Hey, I want my kids to know me.
Hello.
I want my kids to ask me questions. I want them to have that conversation with me, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. Because that's going to make us closer. I feel like that's going to make my children be able to share whatever with me. And that way we can get to the bottom or find a solution. Sorry to take over, but that's just my opinion on it. What you think?
The thing is, what is soft? Soft is so subjective. What does it mean to be soft? I feel like that generation was not heard, and they had to stay outside all day, and it was hot. You're going to be in or you're going to be out. You can be in.
I'm hot.
Can you be in and out? Because it was 100 degrees and it was out.
Well, according to the spirit, you got to pick. You got to pick. You got to be hot or cold, not lukewarm. No, just like.
See, she took it to church. I ain't mad.
But seriously, you're saying it was okay to do both. You're saying?
No, I think you got to just find the middle ground. Cause what worked then doesn't work now. What worked now doesn't work. If you're not listening to your kids and they being bullied and all that stuff, it's gonna cause. That's why people have commit suicide.
I was just finna say that. I don't even want to say it, but you took the words out of my mouth.
They go on the internet and they find guys that listen to them, and then they get got the whole other side of things going on. So you gotta listen to the kids, but also they gotta be punished. Everything doesn't have to be a beating. You can just take things away. You know what I'm saying? Everything you can't. Pow! I'm gonna hit you in the head. Pow! I'm gonna throw if you ever watched Precious, that was this side of things.
Yeah, I just watched it. I never paid attention to it before.
I can't watch it.
Yeah.
But when she threw that frying pan, it was.
That's your baby.
That was sad.
But I believe it definitely needs to be. I feel like we can be so lackadaisical with the kids now that it could seem like there's no order with them. Mm-hmm. You want to have order, but you don't want to. I think I mentioned that to my mom before, because she was like, I think this, she did something with my children, and she was like, I think this is working, where teaching them how to be quiet or something like that. And I was like, that's a good idea, but I also don't want them to feel like they can't play.
They don't have a voice, yeah.
Or even with my daughter will be just talking, yap, 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 just like me, just a little bit more, just yap, 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 yapping. And it's just like, I don't want you to stop being you. I don't want to stop your personality, but baby, you got to talk when it's time to talk. Sometimes you're talking too much. You're talking too much. So to answer the question, that is a really good question. But I do think that we are raising them right according to the times that's about to come, and that's happening right now. It is not the same back then. If we operate like they did back then, I don't think them kids ain't staying in that house.
Your back,
them kids will. If anything, I feel like the kids, they're going to call the police on you. They're bold now. Everything's just bold, and everybody's woke up now. Even the little ones, they're gonna be like, "Well, I'm gonna go get some love from somewhere else. I'm telling somebody else that you being this mean to me. I'm telling my teacher.
They telling the teacher.
Somebody's going to hear that this is happening at home. That you're being too strict and too mean to me." And then that's gonna turn into a whole nother thing. I think we're doing just right.
Check this out, though. I gotta get this testimony. So when my son was little, right, he just wasn't talking. I felt like as much as he should talk. I took him to the doctor. They was like, "No, he's fine. He doesn't have." Because I was like, "Is he gonna talk?"
I think everybody's saying that with their sons.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
It's a lot of people saying that. It's my friends that's got 1-year-olds. Mm-hmm. They're like, "Okay, well, I think something's going. No, nothing's going on. Boys just chill." That's what for the most part. They chill.
At first.
Yeah. At first.
But now that y'all could be talking and talking and talking, then I be remembering that prayer. I pray to God, Lord, let him talk. I don't care if he talk all the time, but I just need him to speak. You feel me? But you right, that's probably a boy thing, and that's a testimony. So if your baby ain't talking, he a boy.
Well, wait, what was the
Just give
outcome?
him
You
some time.
prayed, you said?
Yeah, I pray, but now he talking all the time. He don't stop talking,
And you
I
kinda-
can't even. It's hard for me to fuss because I'm remembering that prayer that I was praying on my knees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's talking. Appreciate you, but yeah, he talking.
I know that's right,
But
son.
let me talk about something though. It's a lot of people that don't take care of their kids at all. They get the daddies. They like, I don't want to be a mom. They like, I'm giving to her.
Have you ever felt like that before?
No, that's mine.
No, like an honest thought. Like, do you feel like...
I'm gonna drop these kids off and don't come back.
Yeah, I mean, there's
nah.
some people
Maybe
that
to
may
their
watch,
grandparents.
that may have had that thought. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, I'm keeping mine. I only got one. It'd be different. If I had two, I probably.
Do you see how that thought can come up, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's a lot. People don't. It don't take much for them to come here, but it's a lot to take care of them, and you want them to be sound people. You want them to express themselves. You want to make sure you nurture them. You want to make sure you're not being too harsh, but also be strict and have rules and have boundaries. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It
and
can
then
be
when
a
they
lot.
little, they crying, and like
And you don't know why, especially if
know
you're
why.
first time parent. Okay.
And
That's
I
all
ain't
I'm saying.
got
I like
nobody
to
to
get to
drop
the
mine
root
off
of things. Why is this mom thinking, hey, I don't want to do this? Some mama's really legit, hey, I don't want to do it. I ain't want no kids in the first place. But, yeah, let's get to the root of why someone would think that.
But see, my husband, he a good dude. Like, shout out to you, babe. Because he made it easy. He was very excited about having a kid. He wanted to keep the baby. My mom, this probably too. My mom stayed with me for like the first 3-4 months.
She what?
She stayed at my house.
To help you?
Yeah.
That's good.
So then she helped my transition, but after that, she opened a fish restaurant and she became an entrepreneur again. I ain't serious since. So
what? Dang, mama, where you went at?
yeah, she just opened a whole fish store, and shout out to y'all. But I'm like, you wait till now till I have a baby. I can't even drop off to their grandma's house.
So you're literally answering the questions I was going to ask. Like, it's gonna be like 3 in 1, but kind of like combined together. Did you experience postpartum?
For sure.
Did you have support during that time?
Yeah, like I was like, bro, what is life like? How do I manage? What do I do? My aunts called me like, did you ever think you was gonna have a baby? Like, duh, I did think I was gonna have a baby, but they probably see me as a baby, so they look at me having a baby.
Right.
It's crazy, but yeah, I did. I was like in a space where I had to, you just kind of have to figure everything out again. Your schedule is completely changed. You don't have the free time that you had. And this comes a moment like, am I going to be a mom or am I going to be selfish? What am I going to put first? Because sometimes you don't want to leave your ways. If you was really outside, you want to stay outside. Now you, like one of my coworkers said, you went from an outdoor cat to an indoor cat. And
right.
You an outdoor
that's
cat,
real.
You want to be outside.
That's real.
So, yeah.
How was your husband during that time? Like, did he kind of understand? Were you able to explain to him what it is you were experiencing? Like,
he think he a better parent. I feel like he think he know, like he a baby whisperer. You really not. So he think he that guy. I know I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody in competition to be the best parent, it felt like, no, the baby needs this. The baby. I'm like, hey, you never kept a baby before.
I'm talking about with you though,
What?
with your mental or during postpartum or.
Yeah.
Did you experience like a sadness or after having the baby, what did you experience?
You do have like, how do you explain this? You become a new person. You got to figure that new person out. You don't look like you did. You don't have the time you did. You don't have the space you did. You have a baby. Now you have these new sounds. You're not sleeping well. You know what I'm saying? You have
so
to.
So you experienced that?
Yeah, you have to figure out how to transition into a new role. And I don't think people talk about that enough. Transition into a new role.
Man, I didn't even think about it just the way you said it. Like, we just kind of do these things and don't really think about it.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like, wow, I'm literally... It's like I thought about it, but I didn't really think about it. Like right now, like you're saying that. You literally... Like I was explaining to Hakeem the other day, I said, our bodies literally are going through a transition period when we're about to that baby's about to get ready to come out. You're changing from the beginning once you actually get impregnated. Then there's a transitioning happening so the baby can come out. And then once that baby's out, your body's doing a transition, but you're also transitioning into being a provider for somebody else.
24/7 on call.
Other than yourself.
On call.
24/7. That's tough. Shout out to you, mama. Shout out to all the mamas out there that has had a child, that experienced that. That ain't sweet. It ain't sweet.
It's rough.
And so was your husband like supportive of you when you had like down moments or something like that?
He was. He just that.
Or was he just like, girl, step your cookies up?
No, that's like my best friend. So he was like trying to be supportive the whole way. He was like, you're going to still do music. You're going to still do this. You can still work out. I'm gonna make sure you have time in your schedule to be who you are.
Yeah.
Because like if you dating somebody or you don't have like a partner or a husband that's like supportive of what you're doing and they're self-centered, you will never have time because they're going to put their stuff before you.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to try to fit yours, and then that's going to lead to more depression. Because I really feel like I was crying all the time. Like, and then look, you breastfeeding, your shirt's always
that's a whole nother
you can't
story.
Go nowhere, you dripping, can't be dripping for real.
Came through dripping is crazy. How long did you breastfeed?
Probably about 4 months. I feel like I breastfed for about 4 or 5 months. Maybe 2, 3. It's fuzzy.
It was going away by the fourth month.
Yeah,
You
it
was probably
going away, like.
What made you just stop?
I think I went back to work probably at month 4. So then it kind of stopped producing.
And see, you a nurse, you could have definitely pumped at work. They would have definitely had rooms for you. Y'all got the breastfeeding rooms at your job? Or they would have gave you that space to pump.
They would have gave me space to pump.
Did you really want to keep doing it anyway, going back to work?
Probably not. I ain't really.
It's like, the probably not answers y'all she keep getting.
I be really impartial to a lot of things. Like, you want your child to have the best outcome for sure. But at a certain time, he kind of stopped latching on too. Like, I don't want this.
You don't want to keep going and dealing with that.
And he like to eat a lot. Like, he was like 8 pounds.
Yeah.
He ate a lot. I don't know if
that's what breast milk do. Breast milk go fatten them babies up.
Facts.
I noticed that you don't post your son a lot. Is there a reason that you don't post your son on social media?
Because I'm really trying to find a balance of my family, my artistry, and what I do. And I'm very like, to what I love, I hold it close. Like, I was even telling my husband we're gonna post a family picture on for the 4th or something. But I'm conflicted sometimes. But then I feel like God want me to show my family more because people need to see like healthy families exist.
Absolutely.
And I feel like my family pretty healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You hiding it. And people, that's part of your ministry.
I'm hiding the baby from the world. I'm hiding the world from my child.
Yeah, you Drake right now.
I'm Drake. No! I'm going to put him on there, man. Because my son, when I'm in the studio, he trying to rap.
That's
got a
content.
Song called Stranger Danger.
Everything is content. Everything is content. What? Everything is content. Everything is content.
I'm gonna start showing him more.
But is it more? Are you trying to seriously like protect him and guard him from social media? Because you know the social media can be very cruel. So is it that you're trying to protect him from that, or you just legit just don't post them?
Honestly, I wish I was posting them more. It'd be a stroke for me to just post my music sometimes.
Yeah,
you know
I understand that.
But I'm trying to get in a better place where I can plan things. Because, like, you would see a lot of artists, they'll do a Christmas shoot before Christmas. I'm trying to be more intentional about stuff like that.
Okay. So we looking...
When that happened, everything, we outside for real. But I be feeling pressed for time. But I'm going to do a better job with that for sure.
Okay. Because
I don't got no choice now. They're like, you got a baby? I didn't know you had a
Yeah. You telling people now, girl, it's out there. You Drake, for real. But it's okay. You about to see him now.
yeah, it's about to pop out.
So what advice would you give, any mommies or any women, period, that's just watching that may want to go into nursing or is already into nursing, in school studying nursing? They're, they have a significant other, they're planning to have a baby, or they already have a baby. They're literally doing the same thing and want to do music at the same time. What advice would you give them?
I want to say a couple of things, right?
Go ahead.
First thing I want to say is shout out to the mommies that, you know what I'm saying, that you keep your kids, but also shout out to the mommies that you knew you couldn't handle it and you put them up for adoption or you gave them to a family member, because there's so many kids, working in healthcare. You see situations where kids abandoned, kids neglected. If you know you can't do it,
the honesty.
I appreciate your honesty and put him in a situation to thrive and survive and, you know, be great, because to grow up in a household where you don't feel heard, you neglected, nobody's helping with your homework, you headed to destruction.
Yeah.
You know, you still gave them a good start at life for, you know, putting them in a position to win. When you come to like, okay, what was the second question?
No, advice that you would give, like anyone that's in nursing, that's doing music at the same time, someone that has a spouse and ready to have a kid or already have a kid. What advice would you give them people?
Hey, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be an entrepreneur, whatever you want to do and have a baby, do it. Make your schedule win. Make time for it. Be intentional. That's the biggest thing you can do. Be intentional about your time. And a lot of times, man, you can't please everybody. You can't be a people pleaser. Just you gotta learn how to say no on certain things, because you gotta put what you want to do in the forefront. You gotta give that. And it took me a while to do it, you know.
Yeah. How long did it take you?
I just started really getting it.
And your son is how? 8 months ago, and your son is 5. Mm-hmm. So it took her some time.
Well, no, I was prioritizing them, but like this, the art and what's important with the art, and you know, you can't when to pop out, when not to pop out. You know how to prioritize. Because see, what I'm learning is, God will bless you if you honor His hierarchy, like married, him, your marriage, your husband, your kids. Before your kids is your husband. After your kids is your hobbies, your goals, your dreams,
your Joes,
your dreams.
your Joes.
Because you can't put your Joes. Because you can't put the dream. You can't put the dreams before God. You can't put the dreams before your husband. You can't put the dreams before the children. You gotta put the dreams. You gotta do everything in order.
Yeah.
And when you do everything in order, I feel like God. But that's why I feel like He blessing me, because like I'm really just trying to do everything from a pure space, a pure heart.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm just letting Him do the rest, and just, you know.
That is so good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So be intentional, mommies, and or try to organize your schedule if you can. Okay, well, if I know the baby is going to be awake, I know the kid's going to be up at 6, maybe I'll get up at 4 or 5. Maybe I'm going to go work out, or just take that moment to just breathe, take a bath.
Drop them off to their grandma's house if you ain't got a grandma.
So did you, speaking of that, did you have support while your son was born?
Nah. Well, my mom was there for a couple months, you know, until she.
Oh, she was there the first couple months when your baby was born.
Yeah. But after that, she was like, I done put in my time. I tell you, she got a fish restaurant, and I thought
you meant when you was pregnant, but yeah. So how was that, not having that support like that? If you needed to just have a sitter for a few minutes, for an hour,
right? We didn't even put him in daycare till he was like 1.
Yeah, I know the feeling. So how was that tough? Like,
it was like, I don't know, y'all, but let go, let God. And he asked.
How did you get over that?
What, dropping him off?
No. If you didn't have that time for him to get dropped off, how did you get over that? Man, I do not have the support right now. Like what made?
So okay, cool story. We had a trucking. My husband had a trucking company. We had a trucking company. I used to help him with it. So he was staying at home and working from home. So my son didn't go to daycare till he was like 2. That getting close, like a little after 1 because of speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was hard. Dropping him off.
Who would drop him off?
Yeah.
With the person that did
with daycare people. But they were solid though. Shout out to daycare.
So you end up was able to do it after 2 years?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Okay. Is there anything else you would recommend or say to the mommies?
Don't do drugs.
Okay. Why?
She said why?
Why?
Nah,
some people resort to drugs as a coping mechanism.
Yeah, don't do that. Because then you don't melt, you losing teeth. You know what I'm saying?
Over time, yeah.
Okay, let me think of something like a good word for a parent. God chose you, and He knew that you was going to mess up. He knew we wasn't going to get it perfect. But He chose us for a reason. And because He chose us to be in that position, we're going to succeed. He going to give us what we need to succeed if we tap into Him. Because we want these kids to be good and be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And yourself. Don't forget about you.
Yeah. Don't forget, self-care. Self-care is so important.
What are some of the things you do for self-care?
What I do for self-care, I just exercise. That's my self-care.
Okay, same.
Because I just like the sweat.
That's good.
You know when you work out,
that's real.
You wrong.
That's real.
But you know when you get that good workout sweat, you're like, I did something good today. But then I like to travel too. That's like my self-care when I'm.
Do you travel alone or do you travel with
my husband? I travel a lot for music, but I want to do more like traveling with Bay.
Okay, vacations.
Vacation.
Coming soon. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, Toya. I appreciate you. And is there anything people can look forward to, or where can they follow you?
You ain't telling them where to follow me?
No, I did. You guys tell them.
Follow me at Toya Love Music on all platforms. Appreciate you, gang.
Yep. She is so gangster. We're going to catch y'all on the very next episode of A Mother Before Anything, y'all. Love y'all. Take care of yourself.
And each other.
Ooh. Ricky,